is doing well. I had a lot going on this morning. Had a mini emergency with Kashi, but everything is okay. For those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Christine Haranek, owner and founder of Gauge Girl Training, an online meal planning and coaching service. And I've been really encouraged about these live streams I've been doing here on YouTube. We had a really good response from our last live, and I wanted to just keep it going because I have a lot to say. So while you guys are getting the notifications, welcome. I wanted to talk today specifically about how to stay motivated to lose weight. And I did a poll recently. For those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Christine Haranek. Hello. I have an Instagram account called Gauge Girl Training, and I did a poll in my IG stories. And the question I asked my followers was, do you get easily distracted when it comes to your weight loss? And 67% of people who I asked that question, 67% of people said that they get distracted within the first 2 weeks. Only like 20-30% said, hey, I can make it up to about 6 weeks, and after that I'm back to the same old. And then it was literally like 4% of the people that are like, no, I'm focused, I'm in the zone, I got this. And if you're watching this, I want to talk to you guys about how to stay motivated to lose weight. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because a lot of you can muster up enough motivation to get started. A lot of you guys can muster up enough motivation to get a gym membership, enough motivation to maybe meal prep some healthy meals, buy some exercise gear, and start getting into the lifestyle, right? You may have even made a new Instagram account. You are trying to identify with a healthier lifestyle, but you are not going to go the distance unless you can sustain a certain level of motivation throughout that process. And who here watching this right now is like, you know what? I know that's me. I know I start guns blazing. I'm hype. I'm excited. I'm talking about all the things. But then before I know it, it's only literally a week or two before you're back to the same old. And I'm not sure who I'm speaking to today. I'm not sure who needs to hear this. But if you want to be successful, you have to remember that your success, your results are not going to happen in the first 7 days. They are not going to happen in the first 14 days. They are not going to happen in the first 21 days. You have to stop being so impatient, and you have to stop expecting instantaneous results. So that's number one. You have to temper your expectations, my friends. It's not going to happen fast. And you may be like, oh, I'm doing all the things, Christine, I'm doing everything you told me to do. I don't look like a different human being in a week or two. Guys, you're not going to look like a different human being in a week or two. You have to push beyond that. So if you're not willing to look at this as a bigger picture and zoom out for a moment and say, you know what, I'm going to have to be committed longer than a week. I'm going to have to be committed longer than 2 weeks. You're going to be very disappointed. You're going to be extremely disappointed. So what I encourage you guys to do, the first one is you have to get out of the FOMO mindset. Who knows what FOMO means? FOMO is an acronym, FOMO, and it stands for fear of missing out. You got to get out of the FOMO headspace, because so many people, they start a weight loss journey and all they can think about is the food they're not eating, the drinks they're not drinking, the snacks they're not snacking. You're thinking about the appetizers you're not having. You're thinking about the mimosas you're not having. You're thinking about all the fun that you are missing out on because you're on a diet. And who can say that, you know, that's you? Like, you can't be doing the movie theater popcorn. You need to chill on the cocktails. You can't be doing all the appetizers and the snacks and the desserts. You start feeling like, dang, well, this isn't fun. And you almost start feeling a little sad. Maybe you're feeling a little like pissy and bitchy and moany. And you get in that FOMO mindset, feeling like you are missing out on joy, right? If that's you, if you feel like, oh, I can't go on vacation, oh, I can't do this, oh, I can't do that, you got to get out of that FOMO headspace. And what I encourage you to do to get out of the FOMO headspace is you need to start really thinking about what you ultimately need, what your body ultimately needs, because there's a gap, my friends. There is a gap between what your body functionally needs and how you're feeding yourself. So when your body is getting the nutrients you need, you're getting the protein you need, you're getting the vitamins you need, you're getting the minerals you need, you're getting the fiber you need, you're getting the water you need, you're getting the sleep you need, you're getting the exercise you need, guess what? You actually feel a lot better. You're not missing out on anything. If anything, it's the opposite. You are missing out on feeling your best, on feeling energized, on not feeling fatigued, on not having brain fog, on not having crazy intense cramps, on not having just this drag ass fatigue all the time, feeling bloated, tired, lethargic. You guys, it's the opposite. And you have to get out of FOMO mindset, because whatever joy you think you are receiving in the present moment from specific foods, that is a very temporary, short-lived things. And once you align what your body needs with how you're feeding it, guess what? You're not missing out on anything. You're not missing out on a damn thing. You actually have every single thing you need to be successful. And that's something that's really important to remember. FOMO it's an illusion. It's an illusion. It's not real. You think you need alcohol to have fun. You think you need snacks to have fun. You think you need to be able to eat to excess and do whatever you want, whenever you want. But guys, that's actually the definition of chaos. When you have zero boundaries and it's just whatever, whenever, that's actually chaos. True freedom comes from boundaries. True freedom comes from restraint. True freedom has its limits. And until you learn how to thrive within the boundaries, because guess what, you guys, if you're constantly eating and drinking to the point of excess on a regular basis, tell me, do you feel free in your skin? Do you feel satisfied? Do you feel nourished? Do you actually feel good? Or do all you feel like doing is just sitting on your ass? We have to get out of the FOMO headspace if you want to remain motivated, and you have to remind yourself of your why. You have to remind yourself that it feels good to feel good. You have to remind yourself that you don't need that shit. You have to remind yourself that you want a tighter, leaner, fitter physique, because guess what? That makes you feel good about yourself. Now, the next thing you want to do if you want to stay motivated to lose weight is what? You need to include small goals to fuel the journey. How many of you guys watching this have this ultimate goal in your brain? Maybe your ultimate goal is a six-pack. Maybe your ultimate goal is a flat stomach. Maybe your ultimate goal is just feeling good in a bathing suit. Maybe your ultimate goal is losing 50 pounds, 100 pounds. Whatever your ultimate goal is, guys, that ultimate goal is very far away. And I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. That ultimate goal is not gonna happen for most of you for at least a couple weeks into a couple months. Most of you are going to have to stick to it a hell of a lot longer than and like if you're thinking that you can only celebrate and be happy and excited a couple months from now, hell, it may even be next year, if it's gonna take you that long to reach your goal, you're gonna be freaking miserable if the only time you assign joy to yourself is when you reach the epic goal. So what you have to do is you have to interject small goals to fuel the journey, because small goals fuel success. And that's one thing I love to do with my clients. I love to give them short-term goals. I love to say, all right, this is what we can do within 4 weeks. This is what we can do within 6 weeks. This is where I want to see you by Labor Day. This is where I want to see you by the beginning of fall. This is where I want to see you by the end of this year. And I break it down. I look at their body. I calculate the rates. I see the way they're performing. I see their physique. I look at their waist measurement and I say, listen, this is where you can be by this date. This is where you can be by this date. And like I map it all out. And then when I put it together, and I show them this is where you can be, they're like, well, wow, like that's really cool. And it's important to have small goals to fuel the journey. And the small goals, hello there, the small goals is not just physical. For example, if you say to yourself, you know what, I'm gonna make it my goal to show up to the gym 5 times this week. You know what, I'm gonna make it my goal to hit 10,000 steps today. I'm gonna make it my goal to drink a gallon of water today. Guys, those small goals and having the sense of checking something off and feeling like you're accomplishing something, you guys, that feels good. Where are my checklist folks? Who here is old school and needs to like write down their to-do list on a sheet of paper daily? That is me, you guys. I have like a whole to-do list right here. I love writing it down. I love checking things off the list. It just makes me feel so excited to just check something off a list. And even if it means write to-do list, check. I feel like empowered, I feel invigorated. I love checking things off the list. And I'm hardcore old school with writing it down, writing it down, writing it down. And my point being, you guys, if you write down your to-do list, drink a gallon of water, get my steps in today, go to the gym, check, check, check. It feels good. It feels good. Write down, order groceries from Instacart. Write down, start meal prep. Write down, like write that shit down, because I'm telling you guys, those small goals, those small successes, that's going to fuel your success. Because guess what, guys? It's very foolish to tell yourself, I'm only going to be happy when I reach this physique goal. I'm only going to be happy when I look like whatever vision you have in your brain of what you want to look like. That's very foolish, because you are robbing yourself from joy. You are robbing yourself from so much joy that you can be experiencing on a daily basis. And guess what, guys? I know that you guys are not where you want to be right now. Hell, I'm not where I want to be right now. I'll be honest with you guys, I'm uncomfortable in my body right now. I'm very uncomfortable in my body right now. I know I'm capable of better. I know that I haven't been on my P's and Q's, and I'm personally uncomfortable in my own body right now. This is not where I want to be. I know I can do better by myself, and I'm going to. But if I just held this thing over myself and said, you know what? I will only receive joy. I will only be a happy human being when I hit this such and such a goal, which may be 6 weeks from now, 10 weeks from now, 12 weeks from now, I would be miserable. I know myself. I would be so miserable if I did that. I would be punishing myself. And it's very common. I see people do this all the time, where they say, I will be happy when I reach my goal. I am not going to allow myself to have any fun, any joy, any of those just experiences in life. And you think that you're punishing yourself. You think that you're being hardcore. You think you're being type A. You think that you are being a badass. That's not a badass. That's just being like a dick to yourself. Like, that's just being unnecessarily harsh. It's being unnecessarily harsh. And I see it all the time. I'm guilty of it. And who here watching this is just guilty of being so unnecessarily hard on yourself? You say mean things. You're frustrated, you're disappointed, and you feel justified in saying mean things to yourself, because in your brain, you're saying, that means this isn't okay. This means that this standard that I have for my body right now isn't okay, and I'm gonna work towards something else. And I get that. But, guys, you cannot hate yourself into a better body. I don't know who needs to hear that. You cannot hate yourself to a better body. I don't care if you've had a lifetime of self-hatred. Guess what? None of that does anything. It does not do anything. It just makes you feel sad. It makes you feel miserable. It makes you depressed. It gives you anxiety, and it does not make the pounds come off. So instead, Include small goals to fuel the process. Write those things down. Write down that you're going to drink your water. Write down that you're going to take better care of yourself. Write down that you're going to get your steps in today. Write that down, because guess what, my friends? I'm not going to stand for you guys talking shit on yourselves. I'm not going to stand for it. I'm not going to stand for it. And I know that a lot of you guys have a very harsh internal self-dialogue that maybe nobody knows it but you. Maybe you don't tell anybody about it. And maybe you're watching this right now and you're starting to feel a little convicted about it. You're like, I know for a fact I am hard on myself. I know for a fact Christine's right. I know for a fact that I say some really effed up stuff to myself in my brain, and that needs to stop. So guys, include small goals to fuel the journey. Include those things. When they happen, get excited, my friends. When those things happen, get excited, because it feels good to feel good. Now, this next thing I'm going to tell you guys about maintaining motivation, this is going to make some of you guys feel uncomfortable. Does anyone want to guess what it is? The next thing that's a very important mindset shift if you want to stay motivated with your weight loss is something that makes a lot of people feel uncomfortable. It's related to making your goals public. Now, that makes a lot of folks uncomfortable. And public, there's a scale of how public you want to be with it. What I mean is, it shouldn't be a secret. It shouldn't be a secret between you, and it shouldn't be a secret in your household. If you're at, it shouldn't be a secret. And I think sometimes when people tell other people that they are on a meal plan, they hired a coach, they're doing a challenge, right away they know that they're setting themselves up for judgment, because maybe you have a sister, maybe you have a judgmental aunt or parent or coworker, or just somebody who's just gonna be like, you're never gonna finish that. This again, oh, it's just a matter of time until you're back to your same old, right? It shouldn't be a secret. Now, I don't know how public you need to make it, but it should be public enough that you're like, no, I'm doing this, because it gives you a level of accountability. It gives you a level of, are you actually gonna do what you said you were gonna do? And that's very scary for a lot of people. And it's scary because you're mentally building in a buffer in case you quit, nobody knows about it, and then you don't have to be embarrassed. Who am I talking to? Who watching this has a tendency to make their plans and goals in this arena to be secret? It just, you don't really tell anyone about it. You're kind of you want to keep to yourself, you want to be low key, but deep down you know that you're giving yourself a buffer, because you know if you started talking about it and you started telling people that this is what you're doing, you know that there's going to be more eyes on you. You know that there's going to be just, people are going to be more perked up and kind of checking on you. They're going to be like, are you actually going to see this through? And we don't want to have to deal with the shame of still being in the same exact spot. So guess what? We say nothing. And then if you say nothing and you keep all that stuff secret, you're more likely to not. Now, are there folks who are just low-key people, private people, and they don't tell anyone and they succeed? Of course. But I would tell you guys that 80% of the time, folks who keep their health goals secret are mentally giving themselves a buffer in case they want to opt out. Now, with that being said, when it comes to staying motivated, I think that a lot of you guys have gotten into a habit of not keeping your promises to yourself. And who here doesn't trust themselves? Who doesn't trust themselves? You're like, If you say, are you the type of person that if you say you're gonna do it, your friends, your family, your coworkers, your partner, your people, if you say you're gonna do something, do people be like, oh dang, you're gonna do something? Like if your word was your credit score, would you have a good score? Think about that for a minute. If your word was your credit score, would you have perfect credit? Would you have bad credit? Like, how credible are you really? And that's another tough pill to swallow. That's another tough pill to swallow, because if you've lost credibility with yourself, it can be very hard to believe that you can achieve absolutely anything. And this is why, circling back to the last thing I said, you have to include small goals to fuel your success, because you need to build up your internal credit score. Your internal credit it's like your internal credibility score. Who watching this right now knows, be honest, like no one's gonna judge you, you're just a name on the computer screen. Who watching this right now knows that you have low credibility with yourself? And that's something that you're embarrassed by. That's something that you think about that and you're like, man, I know I can do better than that. Like, you almost kind of cringe when you think about what your credibility with yourself has become, because you used to be a more diligent version of you. You used to be a can-do person. People around you are supportive of fitness goals. They praise you. So when that happens, you just stop doing the work because you already got the praise. That's interesting. And I appreciate that perspective. And I appreciate the honesty over there, guys. The thing is, if your credibility with yourself has diminished and you're just like, listen, I know I used to be a better version of myself. I know I used to be on my P's and Q's. I know I can do this. I don't know what happened to me. I don't know where my head has been, but Christine, you have my attention and I just am ready to get it together. I am tired of being sick and tired. I am tired. I am tired of my excuses. I am tired of everything I say. I'm tired of my mouth. I'm tired of my mind. I'm tired, and it's gotta change. If that's you, I'm telling you, you can start today. You can start today. And if the idea of starting today scares you, good. You need to step outside of your comfort zone, because guess what, my friends? If nothing changes, guess what? Nothing changes. You should be uncomfortable. It should feel different. You might feel hungry for the first day or 2 or 3 because your body's detoxing from sugar. You might feel a little different in the beginning, but guess what? Your body adapts and you're gonna end up feeling better. And if you are just in this comfort zone where you keep procrastinating when you're gonna start, you keep procrastinating, you keep saying, oh, I'm gonna start, and you can come up with an excuse like no one's business, my friends. Stop procrastinating. There is never a good time. There's never a good time. So guys, you have to accept the fact that there's never a good time. You have to accept the fact that it's going to be uncomfortable. You have to accept the fact that, guess what? You got to get over your FOMO, your fear of missing out. You've got to accept the fact that you do need to establish some small goals. You do need to start writing things down. And that, you know what? It would be a hell of a lot better if you didn't keep all this shit so secretive and just tried to do everything by yourself. Now, with that being said, who watching this is the type of person who carries the weight of the world on your shoulders? You carry the weight of the world on your shoulders for your children, your friends, for your family, for your partner, for your coworkers, for your company, for your boss, for your parents, for your friends. You just feel like all the pressure is on you. Like if you are not okay, there's gonna be so many people just going without because you're not okay. And I see you, ladies. I see you. I know who you are. I am you. You guys know what it is. You are doing all the things. You feel like you just wish you had some help. You are tired. You're exhausted, not just physically, but mentally. You are sick and tired of having to do all the things for everybody all the time. But then when it comes to you, you're stuck figuring a lot of things out on your own. And guess what? Guess what? If you're not okay, nobody's gonna be okay. And I see you guys. I see you guys putting yourself last. I see you guys putting yourself last. You know who you are. You know who you are. And somebody here, I know I'm preaching to someone. You know who you are. You know you're last. And you are so accustomed to putting yourself last. Let me tell you how last I am with myself. I caught myself, when was this? Recently. I caught myself, I meal prepped all this food. I was making my dogs their food because I cook all organic foods for my dogs. Long story, you guys can check out Cashy and Boss's Instagram to know the whole story. Cook organic for my dogs. Made my boyfriend this nice ass meal, plated it up, and guess what I did for myself? I reheated something and just ate it out the Tupperware because in my mind I'm like, oh, I don't want to dirty an extra dish, but yet I dirtied all these dishes to make my dogs their organic meal. I dirtied all these dishes and made a mess out of the kitchen to make my boyfriend this nice meal so I could serve it up on a very nice plate and have it plated really nice. And yet here I am eating out of a Tupperware. Like, I don't even deserve a plate. Like, I didn't even think to put my own stuff in a plate because I didn't think I was worth the trouble to dirty another dish. And that sounds so simple. That sounds such like a very, very simple analogy. But I was like, wait a minute. No, I deserve a plate. I deserve a real plate. I matter too. The presentation of my food matters too. And I am going to make that a priority as well. It's very simple, but you guys can imagine how something that small can be magnified and multiplied across so many facets that before you know it, you are just dead last to the point that you have nothing to give anybody. And ladies, and I'm sure there's some men here too, stop doing this. Stop doing this, because guess what? If you're not okay, nobody's gonna be okay. That's you, girl. That needs to stop. I'm telling you, you deserve to eat on a plate. You deserve to eat sitting down, not just standing, not just taking a bite here and there between washing dishes and between taking. You deserve to eat from a plate. You deserve to eat sitting down. You deserve to eat a nice meal, a nice meal, a nice thought out meal that makes sense and tastes good and fuels you and is healthy and nourishing and will make you feel good. You deserve to eat off of a plate. And guys, it's such a simple thing, but it means so much more. So if you're watching this and you're like, all right, Christine, you're right. You have my attention. Where do I begin? What do I do? You start by going to GageGirlTraining.com. You take the quiz for your macro type and you figure out which meal plan is going to help you to fuel your body appropriately. Right now, I'm offering $50 off for all purchases that you make by taking the quiz. It's going to direct you to the most appropriate plan of every plan I have on my website that is going to help you. And guys, the investment you make in a nutrition plan for yourself, it's a drop in the bucket compared to the value of you taking care of yourself, you eating healthy foods, you getting back on the track with your fat loss, you feeling good again, you getting confident again, you feeling like you again, and you making you a priority. Now, I have spots available for one-on-one coaching. For those of you watching this are like, I need her in my head every single day. I need her to coach me. And if you are my coaching client, I do one-on-one Zooms with you personally, just like that. When will the whey protein vanilla be restocked? I don't have a date yet, but I will keep you guys posted. The hormone reset bundle on Gage Life is back in stock. And I have a big announcement soon about a new product that will be coming out this fall, but I cannot tell you guys what it is just yet. I will be announcing it very, very soon. Actually, you know what? I have a good number of people here. I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret for watching this. I am launching a new product on Gage Life, and I'm going to give this group a sneak peek. Who watching this wants to know what the new product is? You guys are gonna lose your mind when I tell you. You guys wanna hear? All right. I actually have the product label on my desktop. Who else wants to know? You guys know I have a supplement company? All right. I'm gonna give you guys a sneak peek. You guys are going to lose your mind. I can't believe I'm gonna share this with you. All right. You guys ready? Can you see? Can you see? Can you see? All right, you ready? Pumpkin spice latte, friends. Pumpkin spice latte. This is the best tasting product I have ever created in my entire career. And it's a limited edition. It is coming out this fall. Pumpkin spice latte collagen. It has actual, you guys are going to lose your mind. You're gonna absolutely lose your mind. I have personally reserved an entire case of it for myself. It tastes so clean, 100% natural. Okay, that's all I can say. Yes, it is pumpkin spice latte. You heard it first here, and this is what you guys get for showing up. So I needed to give you guys some insider info. So guys, if you're watching this and you want to take the next step, who watching this is like, you know what, Christine, I need to do something. I need to do something. Guys, go to gagegirltraining.com. Take the quiz. Take the quiz. Take the quiz. Get on a meal plan. Just get on a meal plan. Your only regret will be that you did not get on a meal plan sooner. Serious, my friends. Don't sleep on yourself anymore. So I love you all. Visit gagegirltraining.com. And if you do want to talk to me about coaching, shoot me a DM over on Instagram, because my coaching spots have been filling up really, really fast. There's like 2 spots left right now. So please let me know. I'd love to help you. Peace out, friends. Have a good day.